you hear me? Yeah, that microphone's working great. Steve, you did wonders with the sound system. Chris is changing over slide presentation, so we didn't get caught up. Thank you very much. And rather than going completely dark, Cindy's trying to record this, so you may come down some, but all the way to dark is probably too much. So you guys get stars in your crown for allowing the district governor to visit you twice. This is not the official visit. I'll be back in September for that. This is just kind of one to explain about the district governor process, because we've never had anybody in our club that was district governor before. And then after I've run through that information, I want to talk about the district conference, because it's really important to me and to the district for the district governor's home club to support. So I want to make sure you're aware of the conference and the ways that you might support. But first things first, thank you for 20 great years, love, and I hope for another 30. And those of you that don't know us, we have an inside joke. We actually have a 50-year contract. During the 50 years, either one of us can leave, but they have to take the other one with them. And after 50 years, you can exercise whatever options you think you have. So this is just to kind of talk about how the district governor system works and the different parts of the process, just so you understand how it goes. The nominations actually will open here in just a few days for 3 years from now. So this is not a process that's done overnight and not a process that's done lightly. Several years ago, they used to have in the point system that you could actually get points if you had somebody from your club apply for governor. Well, that doesn't make any sense, because you only want people applying for governor that actually want the job, not that are just trying to check off a checkbox. So that's been removed. So this is your chain as it exists right now. I just started, and I'll be the governor through next June 30th. Tina Fishland from Green and Putnam County will follow me. She is, in addition to all the things she's done within the district, she's with Alliance for Smiles, and she's been all over the world doing that, helping teams do that surgery. She is an outstanding servant leader, and you're going to have a great year with her. Mike Berg is from the Dawsonville Club. He'll be following her. He is the past commission chairman in Dawson County, and he was the chair of the state association of county commissioners. So he's a very experienced fellow, got a lot of experience under his belt as well. He's a long-time lieutenant. He'll be great. So we'll be holding the next round of interviews for district governor in November, about the first week in November. I get to sit in the room, I can ask questions, but I still don't get to vote until next year. You have to be a past district governor to vote on the check. So that's how that process works. Anybody have a question about how that goes? All right. So here are the duties. When you first get selected, your first job is to get over the shop, because most people don't expect to be selected. So you've got to work through that. And then the very first things you need to do is start figuring out where you want to hold your district conference, and find somebody who's willing to be your district conference chair, because that's, again, about a 2-year process to get ready for that, and involves a lot of time and energy. And the second other position that you need to choose right away is a district trainer, because the district governor-elect is actually responsible for all of the training that goes on during the Rotary year. And then they attend the district conference, the zone training in June. They have like emerging leader training down in Florida for foundation, public image, and membership. And we try to get people that have not been to any training outside the district to attend those, and then obviously just pay attention. For the DGN, that's once they finally get around to the next year, so that the district governor nominee, and the D was on the previous slide, was district governor nominee designee. When you get around to DGN, you're going to continue to pay attention. They get to go to the what's called GETS, Governor-elect Training Seminar, in November. It's about 5 days. It's the initial phase of charm school for district governors. We get 3 bites at the apple. We go to the zone training as a nominee and as an elect, and then to International Assembly as an elect. and they request that they go to the international conference if possible, and then start planning your year and identifying people for your team. You can't really ask anybody yet because the current governor and the DGE have priority, but you can start identifying who you want and getting ready to figure out what's going on. When you become the district governor-elect, and you're just a year out, then the governor-elect is actually responsible for all of the training that goes on. So I'm the governor this year. I'm not doing the training. Tina's doing the training, her training. They're the ones that are responsible starting on July 1st for all the training this year. I'll be there. I'll be a big cheerleader, but they're responsible for getting it done. So last year when I was the governor-elect, that, in my mind, that was actually the hardest year. Getting your team together, getting everything lined up, creating the training events, training your leaders. That's a lot of work. You got to build your budget, and then you also attend a lot of training. You go to the GETS training that I mentioned in November. You get to go to International Assembly in January. I'll talk about that just a little bit further in a minute. You also are going to expected to attend the district conference, the zone training in June, and they request that you go to the international conference, and the district does help fund the district governor-elect so that they can afford to make that trip. Sometimes it's expensive. So a couple of the things that are really interesting as a governor-elect, I spoke briefly about this at a previous meeting. You actually go to the International Assembly. It's quite the event. The international conference is one thing, it's 45,000 folks, but this is just about 1,500 folks. You have all of the district governors from all over the world, all of them are required to attend. Their expenses are paid by RI. They create all the travel arrangements and take care of everything, but you will attend. And your spouse is invited, and most people bring their spouses. So it's quite a gathering of Rotary leaders. Here in the States, the district governors are folks that you know. I'm nothing special. I'm just a Rotarian who happened to be in the right place at the right time and got selected. In some of those other countries, the governors are known throughout the country, the governor of Rotary, and they have some significant horsepower behind them. So it's a very interesting 3 or 4 days to sit down and rub elbows with all those district governors from around the world. And you get sometimes your one and only chance to shake the hand of the president of Rotary International. So they always take a picture. I wish I'd had a little bit better expression on my face. I thought that was a smile, but it's not really. I'm still working on my smile. I need some political advice from all the politicians we have. Regina's got it down pat. The next thing that's really exciting for the governor-elect is they're responsible for the president-elect training. Now, there's an entire organization that exists year-round, supported by all 3 districts, the PETS committee. They work to actually plan and put it on, but the governor of each district is responsible for it. So these are just a few of the folks from our district that attended the president-elect training, and I'm happy to see that Steve and Max were both there. So I hope it was worthwhile, and I know that Tina is working on an outstanding one for next year. So then you become the district governor, and the governor is actually the only person in the district that's a member of Rotary International. I'm the representative, between negotiator, the focal point between Rotary International and the District 6910. So all of the official correspondence from Rotary comes through my computer, and my inbox stays full from the staff and the office up there of information that needs to flow from me out to the district. That's just one of the coordinating functions. The other primary one is also the primary coordinator between the district and the foundation. Basically, if you've done your work right, you put your team in place, and your team is out doing all the things they need to do. I've got 17 outstanding assistant governors who are assisting the clubs in running their day-to-day activities as they request help. And I've got a trainer who's assisting the district governor-elect in getting the training ready. We've got membership chairs like Kay, and we have people that are working on Rotaract and Interact. They're out there doing their jobs and seeing the things that the district needs to have done or taken care of. My primary function is to visit every club officially. This is not your official visit. Officially, all 73 clubs, and once, and then when it's possible, I'll go back a second, and for some even a third. I've already been to a couple of clubs twice, so I feel certain I'll probably make it back a third time to some of them. That's the most enjoyable part of the entire process. I don't know what being a past district governor will be like, but being the district governor, getting to go visit with the clubs is just an outstanding opportunity. I don't have to go to GETS in November, but I go to the Zone Institute, which is like the last 2 days of the governor-elect training. And then I'm expected to go to the international conference. This year it's in Hawaii, so it's a duty I will accept, even though, so somebody's got to go.
Yeah.
So that's basically the responsibilities that I'll be dealing with. But as you can guess, if I'm trying to visit 73 clubs, my calendar, and the light blue ones are the ones I've already been to. It's the dark blue ones are the one I'm going to. I spend a lot of time driving around over North Georgia, but I'm really enjoying it. You get to visit, these are just a few of the shots. I've taken several hundred. You'll notice that some people are in what appears to be the back end of the station wagon. That piece of artwork is at the back of the room. And before you leave today, Cindy or I would like to get your picture looking out the back window and smiling or waving at us. I'd like to be able to show everybody in the Rotary Club of Jasper participating in that particular marketing piece for the district. Let me go back one. One of the things, and I didn't choose any of those pictures, but sometimes the clubs choose to give gifts to the district governor. It's not a requirement, but sometimes they do nevertheless. And 3 clubs already have given gifts to the Jasper Music Park, Children's Music Park. So I've already presented one of those. Steve, if you'll come up. I have a second from Emory Johns Creek, or the Johns Creek Club. They are making a donation to the Children's Music Park, and I do not know the amount, but we'll find that amount for you, and it will go directly into the Music Park Fund. And then the Rotary Club of Forsyth County has a check, which I'm turning over to Steve, for $500 to go into the Children's Music Park.
Keep those cards and letters coming.
They asked what I might like if they decided to give me a gift, and the Children's Music Park was at the top of my list. So some of the clubs have done that, and I hope some more will. So I want to talk about the district conference because it's besides the visits, that's the next most important thing that a district governor is required and gets to do. I didn't have any trouble choosing the location. Regina and I love Asheville. We've gone there, I don't know, in our 20 years, we've gone there more than 20 times. So that was an easy choice. The resort that we're going to go to is the Crown Plaza Hotel. It is a destination all in itself. We really are going to have Rotary Family Vacation, just like it says on the top of the slide up there. Regardless of whether you go by yourself, or you bring a spouse, or you bring your children or grandchildren, and we are encouraging you to do that, it's going to be a vacation. The resort itself has indoor and outdoor swimming, indoor and outdoor tennis, racquetball, a beautiful spa. They have bicycle courses set up for 4-year-olds to Black Diamonds that I do not even want to walk down, let alone try to take a bicycle down. So if you're into biking, they've got that facility. They have both a ropes experience and a treetop experience. The longest of the slides is 1,200 feet long, so it's quite a zip line. And those, again, they've got them set up for 4-year-olds up to adults, and then on the bell curve back down to grandparents. So you can participate in those with your kids, or you can go do it on your own. But you certainly can have a great vacation right there on the property. If you choose to leave the property, we're of course in Asheville. It's a great artist mecca. You've got antique shops. You've got hundreds of great restaurants. So you'll have a great place to have a vacation. And you'll actually have time to vacation because we're giving you about 4 or 5 hours off on Friday, 6 hours on Saturday, and the conference ends on Saturday night. So all day on Sunday, you can have a leisurely breakfast and go do some stuff in Asheville before you head home. So if you like some opportunity to visit Asheville, you'll have plenty of time to do it. It's just some opportunities for service that I want to make you aware of. Because you're the host club of the governor, I'd like to see you participating in supporting the conference as much as you can. The House of Friendship will be a little different this year, so I'm actually having a different challenge. And what we're asking the clubs to do is take their #1 fundraiser or their #1 service signature and go into it in detail, explain how they built it, how they support it, and how they carry it off, so that other clubs will have the opportunity to learn how you did either that fundraiser or that service project. And we have clubs that raise over $100,000 in a night. We have 3 or 4 of them. So hopefully they're going to share with us how they do that. And then we have clubs that do amazing service projects that you might be interested in adding to your repertoire here. And we're building the schedule so that we'll be doing cocktail hours before the dinners in the House of Friendship, so you'll have time to visit with folks then. And we're actually going to do 1 hour-long plenary session in the House of Friendship. Again, with all the booths manned, so you can go by and talk to the different clubs. So I hope that you'll choose one of your outstanding projects or fundraisers and demonstrate it, and that you'll share with all the others, and then you'll visit the others to get some additional information. Regina took on the job to be the responsible for decorations. For those of you that were at this year's conference, we are not doing decorations that are as complicated as this year's was. Since it's Rotary Family Vacation, we're doing real simple stuff. Thursday night, we're doing a barbecue, and so we'll probably have brown paper and crayons. But at any rate, she's going to need some help for actually decorating the tables. So once some of you decide that you're going, she would love to have a couple of you help her make those preparations, because there'll be a couple of times when she's not going to be available and she'll need to have some extra hands to get stuff out and set up. Everyone that comes to the conference gets a gift bag of some kind, and we need hands. We have to put 400 to 500 of those together. So if you're going to come to the conference, it could come a day early on Wednesday. You could help us put the gift bags together so that we've got them to hand out on Thursday. And that's something, again, we can talk about as we get closer to the date, but it's another way to volunteer. Max is responsible for the Sergeant at Arms, and I'm sure he can still use some more volunteers to be Sergeant at Arms. And again, if you're already there, you won't be working all day every day, but he'll use you at some event or some block of time so that you can help get people from one point to another. And if you're interested in doing that, you should just talk directly to Max, and he'll fix you right up. The other thing that I wanted to just mention is the opportunity to contribute. And so on your table, you've got some information sheets. There are all kinds of sponsorships. I don't expect to fill these all up out of the club, so don't panic. But I would love to have some of these filled up out of the club. So any of these can be sponsored by an individual or an individual company or an individual club, or you could have groups of individuals or companies or clubs go together to fill one of these sponsorship levels. So if you'd like to do that, Doug, who's going to be the fundraiser, Doug Powell, this is the last draft. As soon as I get the final okie dokie on Doug from that, we'll start putting this out for other clubs and other people to participate. But if there's some level here that you're interested in, please talk to me and I'll put you in contact with Doug. The one at the very top, the 10 million meal sponsor, we're actually going to pack 50,000 meals at the conference as a service project, but it costs about 30 cents a meal to do that. But that contribution can be made directly to a 501c3 that's a public 501c3, so that can actually be a tax deduction. Most of the others are just business expenses if you're making those kinds of donations. But I would really appreciate it if some of you that can would participate. I would love to do that. And we can have as many supporting sponsors down there at the bottom as we can find. So if you want to take a second great family vacation this year, as we mentioned earlier, the International Conference is in Hawaii. I am certain that they will do it upright. There's plenty of hotel rooms on the island. It's a very nice conference center. I'm expecting it to be a sensational conference. So if you'd like to go, the registration for that is already up, and you can go on Rotary.org and make your hotel reservations and register for the conference. So I got a couple minutes left. I just want to run you through what the schedule will be like at the district conference. In the past, the Thursday night function was just for the presidents and officers. Thursday night is for everybody. Everybody is invited to come Thursday night. We're going to have a barbecue cookout. It's going to be kid friendly. We'll have games for the kids to play, and national champion storyteller will be there as the entertainment, and she's a delight. she will tell the stories both the children and adults will enjoy. The next day, she'll come back. We're gonna actually have a separate track for children and grandchildren. She'll come back and talk to the children and entertain them on the next day, and she's gonna talk to the adults about telling our Rotary story, because we all do have a Rotary story to tell, and she's gonna help you figure out the best way for you to do that. On Friday morning, the keynote speaker is our own David Stovall, who's both the director of Rotary International and has just been named as its treasurer. So he'll do a great job on Friday morning. Friday at lunch for the foundation luncheon, we have an outstanding Peace Scholar from Vietnam. She runs her own nonprofit in Vietnam, teaching Vietnamese children English so they can escape the poverty level. But she's an expert on education, and she's going to work with us both with the children's program and as the keynote for the foundation luncheon. On Saturday during the day, we've got General Russell Rodenford. He presents virtual, or not virtual, it's more than virtual reality, it's extended reality. His company creates software that allows doctors to do surgery on patients that aren't there, or cadavers that used to have to do on cadavers to teach medical students. They can actually do the surgery using the images on the table rather than the actual person being there. They can teach an army mechanic how to change the tread on a tank, and there isn't a tank in the room. It's incredible stuff, and he does a great presentation. And then Saturday night for the main awards dinner, we'll have Michael J. Coles, the founder of the Great American Cookie Company and serial entrepreneur. He has quite a story to tell about how he got from where he started to where he is. So it'll be an interesting conference, and there'll be a lot to do. And as your governor, but as a member of the Rotary Club of Jasper, I hope that you'll find time to participate and join us there. I'll be back to visit you in September, and on September the 4th, and I'll go through what the district governor normally does on that visit. But I appreciate Steve giving me the opportunity to have a few minutes with you here to talk about these things. Thank you very much.